5 words. That is all it took. 5 words from Meghan Markle to Prince Harry that have sent shockwaves through every royal news platform in the world today. 5 words that suggest the most talked about royal couple on the planet may be in serious trouble. And those 5 words? I can't do it all. That is what Meghan reportedly said to her husband. The man who gave up his royal title, his country, his family, his inheritance for her. The man who walked away from everything so that they could build a life together in California. And now she is reportedly telling him, I can't do it all. What does that mean? What is really happening behind the beautiful Instagram posts and the perfect Montecito life? And what does all of this mean for Archie? For Lilibet? For 2 children whose entire world is built on the foundation of their parents' marriage? Today we are going into the story that is breaking right now. And I promise you, this one goes deep. Hi friends, what is up? Welcome back to Lilly Report, and today's story is one of the most personal, most dramatic, most emotionally complicated things I have ever covered on this channel. Before we start, I need to know something from you. And I want you to be completely honest in the comments. Do you think Harry and Meghan's marriage is in trouble? Like genuinely, truly in trouble? Yes, no, or you are not sure. Drop it right now. Because I think this comment section is going to be absolutely electric today. And if you are new here, oh my goodness, today is the day to subscribe. This channel covers the royal family the way they deserve to be covered. Real, honest, all of it. Hit that subscribe button right now. You will not regret it. Now let us get into this. So yesterday, May 25th, 2026, a report dropped that is being described as one of the most alarming insider accounts of the Sussex marriage that has ever come out publicly. A source close to the couple told Closer magazine that Meghan Markle has given Prince Harry a 5-word warning. And those 5 words are, I can't do it all. Now on the surface, that might sound like a normal thing a tired, overworked person might say. We have all said something like that at some point. But the context around those 5 words makes them about 1,000 times more significant than they appear. Here is what is happening behind the scenes in the Sussex household right now. Since Harry and Meghan cut ties with the royal family in 2020, they have received no financial support from the palace. Not a penny. They are entirely on their own. And building a life that matches their previous royal lifestyle, the staff, the security, the properties, the travel, the events, costs an extraordinary amount of money. According to the source, they need to bring in around $250,000 a month just to stay in the black. $250,000 every single month, just to break even. And the reality, the source says, is that they're already slipping into the red some months. Let that sink in. $250,000 a month. And some months they are not making it. Now here is the brutal part of this story. Because of the 2 of them, one of them has been working constantly to try and close that gap. And it is not Harry. Meghan has launched her lifestyle brand as ever. She has a Netflix deal. She has her podcast work. She has been traveling internationally for speaking engagements and charity appearances. She is building, hustling, creating, promoting, doing everything she can to generate income and maintain the brand. Harry, on the other hand, has struggled to find his footing commercially since leaving the royal family. His memoir Spare was a massive seller, but that was 2023. Since then, the projects have been slower. The income has been less consistent. And insiders say Harry is increasingly aware of this imbalance, aware that the woman he asked to leave her life and her career for him is now the one carrying the financial weight of their family. The source told Closer, Meghan has basically become the breadwinner of the family, and it is getting tough for her. The breadwinner. Meghan Markle. The woman who gave up a successful acting career to become a royal. Who left her old life behind for Harry. Who endured years of brutal press coverage and palace tension and racism and grief. And who is now, on top of all of that, the one keeping their family financially afloat while her husband works out what comes next. And the tension this is creating between them is apparently reaching a breaking point. Now let me ask you something real, because I want honest answers in the comments on this one. Do you feel sorry for Meghan in this situation? Or do you think this is a consequence of the choices they both made? Because I know this community has strong opinions and I genuinely want to hear both sides. Tell me everything you think. And while you are in the comments, if you have not subscribed to Lilly Report yet, please do it now. This channel is growing every single week, and it is because of people exactly like you. Now here is the layer of this story that is even more complicated. Because the financial pressure is real and serious. But it is not even the deepest source of tension between Harry and Meghan right now. The deeper issue, according to insiders, is Britain. Harry wants to go back. He has been wanting to go back for months. He is thinking about his father's cancer. He is thinking about Archie and Lilibet not knowing their grandfather. He is thinking about the opportunity for reconciliation that seems to be opening up this summer. He talks about it repeatedly with Meghan, apparently, raising it over and over again, desperate to find a way forward. And Meghan? Meghan does not want to go back. Not to visit. Not for events. Not for any reason. She views Britain as a chapter of her life that was marked by hostility, by racism, by intense media scrutiny, by a palace that she says failed to protect her. She has described her time as a working royal as one of the most difficult periods of her life. She has said she was not okay. She has said she was not supported. Going back means walking back into all of that, even if just for a visit, even if just for a few days. It means cameras. It means judgment. It means commentary about her clothes and her hair and her expression, and whether she curtsied correctly and whether she smiled too much or not enough. And Meghan is apparently saying very clearly to Harry, I cannot do that on top of everything else I am already doing. I can't do it all. And so Harry is caught, trapped between two desperate needs. His need to go back, to heal things with his father, to give his children a relationship with their grandfather before it is too late. And his commitment to his wife, who has given up so much and who is asking him, clearly and directly, not to drag her back into a world that nearly broke her. A royal expert put it this way, and these words really stayed with me. The tension between them is not rooted in a breakdown of love or commitment. It is driven by two very different anxieties pulling them in opposite directions. Harry has become increasingly fixated on being back in Britain. Meghan has become increasingly focused on building their American future. And those two directions are getting harder and harder to reconcile. Now let us talk about the money situation in more detail, because I think this is being undercovered and the details are genuinely alarming. Harry has reportedly inherited around $20 million in total from his late mother Princess Diana and his grandmother Queen Elizabeth II. That sounds like a lot of money, and it is. But when you are spending $250,000 a month, $20 million does not last as long as you might think. Do the math. That is less than 7 years of expenses. And they left the royal family in 2020, which means they are now 6 years in. The Netflix deal was worth reportedly around $100 million when it was signed. But that deal involved multiple projects, documentaries, series, content commitments. It was not simply handed over as a lump sum. Projects have to be developed, approved, produced. And not all of them have been hits. Their Netflix docuseries about Polo received mixed reviews. Their other projects have been slower than expected to gain traction. And here is the uncomfortable truth that sources close to the couple are now saying out loud. The Sussex brand, which was valued at extraordinary amounts in 2020 and 2021 when they first left the royal family, has lost some of its shine. The public fascination was at its absolute peak in those early years. Every interview, every project, every Instagram post was watched by millions. That level of attention generates commercial value. 6 years later, the audience is smaller. The deals are harder. The money is under real pressure. And a source made one devastating observation this week. They said Harry is now looking at the numbers and realizing how quickly things can spiral. They said there is a real fear creeping in about whether Meghan's brand, as ever, will ever deliver the kind of returns they need. They said the pressure is enormous. Now, before I go any further, I want to be very clear about something. Because this is important. Sources and insiders are one thing. Actual confirmed facts are another. Harry and Meghan have not spoken about their finances publicly. Buckingham Palace has not commented. And it is entirely possible that things are not as dire as these insider reports suggest. Meghan's brand, as ever, has been receiving genuinely positive attention. Her Netflix work continues. They are both still highly commercially valuable people. But the fact that these stories are coming out at all, the fact that people close to the couple are speaking to magazines like Closer about a 5-word warning and financial stress, suggests that something real is happening inside that Montecito home. And here is the question that I keep coming back to. The question that I think sits underneath all of this and connects everything. Harry left his family for Meghan. He gave up his country, his title, his inheritance, his relationship with his father and his brother. He did all of that because he believed he and Meghan could build something better, something freer, something more authentic and more happy than what the royal family offered. 6 years later, he is separated from his dying father by thousands of miles. His children do not know their grandfather. His brother will not speak to him. His money is reportedly under pressure. His wife is reportedly exhausted and overwhelmed. And the country he gave up everything to escape is now the thing he wants most desperately to return to. Was it worth it? I am not asking that to be cruel. I am asking it because I think it is the question Harry himself must be lying awake asking. And the answer, whatever it is going to shape the next chapter of this family story. The chapter that involves Archie and Lilibet. The chapter that involves King Charles and Balmoral and summer reunions. The chapter that involves a marriage under pressure and two people trying to hold everything together. There is one more thing I need to tell you today. And it is something that royal watchers noticed this week that has not received enough attention. Meghan has been consistently referring to Archie in her recent social media posts without using his royal title. On his birthday, she called him her sweet boy. Not Prince Archie, just her sweet boy. And royal observers noted that this is a deliberate, continuing pattern. Meghan is quietly but clearly moving her children away from their royal identities, away from the titles, away from the palace narrative, while Harry is desperately trying to bring his children back into a relationship with their royal grandfather, back toward Balmoral, back toward the family he came from. Two parents, one marriage, two completely opposite directions. Archie and Lilibet are 7 and 4 years old. They're growing up in the middle of all of this. And whatever happens between their parents, whatever happens with Harry and Charles, and the Balmoral summer plans, and the financial pressure, and the 5-word warning, those two children are the ones who will carry the consequences of these decisions for the rest of their lives. Before I go today, I have one final question for you. And this is the one I want you to really think about. If you could give Harry one piece of advice right now, just one, what would you say to him? Go to the UK this summer? Stay with Meghan? Fight for the reconciliation? Focus on rebuilding his career? What would you tell him? And if you could give Meghan one piece of advice, what would that be? Comment below. Both answers. I want to read every single one. Subscribe to Lilly Report if you have not already. Share this video. This community is the best royal community anywhere, and every new subscriber makes it possible to keep doing exactly this. Covering the real stories. The honest ones. The ones that matter. Thank you so much for being here today. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye, friends.